What is going on, all of you gaming legends out there? My name is Tyler, or Deathly, and this is my beautiful face and luxurious hair, bringing you guys yet another team builder. This week, we are going up against the one, the only John, aka Pokemon. Not to be confused with Joey, aka Pokey-Aim. Guys, your names don't all need to start with J, and you don't need to have Pokey in your YouTube title to be a successful YouTuber. Just an FYI. I'd say look at my channel, but you guys, it's dead as hell. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into things. John is obviously an extremely good battler, especially in this format. Took second in WBE last season, the debut season of the WBE. That's really all I'm familiar with his accomplishments, but so he's very good at regular OU format of battling. Unfortunately, it seems like John has run into some issues this season. Obviously, had to deal with some protect and then a high jump kick miss. I think it resulted in 2 of his 4 losses so far this season. So we're going to see if we can capitalize on his unfamiliarity of lower tier battling, because I'm very new to this format as well, but I don't have as much of a uneven footing as most people do after seasons worth of experience in OU coming into UU-ish, because we don't really have any megas. But let's go ahead and jump into his team. Pretty scary. I'm not talking trash, by the way, in case anyone's like, wow, he's a cocky dude. No, I'm just telling you guys the facts. I'm 2-2. John's 0-4. I'm probably going to be 2-3 after this match, and John will finally get his first win. But I believe he's made some transactions to his team, which is good. I think he made a trade and a swap for week 6, so I'll let him tell you guys all about that if he chooses to do so, or you guys can see his team next week. But this is week 5, coming at you, of the P4G. So let's go ahead and jump into his team. Pretty scary in all aspects of life, except everything's at level 100, so you guys are just going to have to excuse me while I take the inevitable time that this is going to end up being a 20-minute video to go ahead and do this. Now, his team has some great coverage. Not really a lot of duplicate typings, if any. Off the top of my head, I don't see any duplicate typings, other than some steel in Shelmet and Bronzong. But, that's okay. So, his team is pretty fast, overly scary, except for Shelmet, who's kind of just there to exist, because it's really not too big of a threat. Okay, so, Mine Xiao, the kangaroo-looking, whiskered brute of a fighting Pokemon, usually runs Scarfed. Obviously need to worry about high jump kick. Very powerful stab move from this thing. It is stupid fast. Even without the speed investment, base 105 speed at level 50 is just nauseatingly fast, especially for this format. As you guys know, my team tends to struggle with faster Pokemon, so we've got some answers this time around. Let's just pray he misses a jump kick. It's a high risk, high reward type of play, so if we can miss one of those, we'll be in a very good position. Yeah, solid attack, solid speed, obviously, and it just seems like this Smogon's version is to just boost the already good stats that stuff has. This will be my first time going up against a lot of Pokemon. I'm actually kind of excited. He could run. Does Bronzong get Trick Room? Does it? It does. So he could potentially run. Protect was in here normally, right? Yeah. Trick Room set, which would be interesting. Be very curious if he tries to do that. I don't think so. But Bronzong, first time going up against a lot of these Pokemon, actually. Bulky boy. I need to poop, so we're going to actually wrap this up as quickly as humanly possible. So this is John's team. Bronzong, Crobat, no speed investment. I disagree with that. I mean, it's already a 130 base speed. You really don't need it to outspeed anything else in the format unless it's Scarfed. Could run it with Tailwind to get some extra boost for his Pokemon if he's worried about me scarfing stuff. He could run Nasty Bat, which would also be disgusting and disturbing. And yeah, this team's scary. Mainly Mine Xiao and Crobat and a potential setup from Decidueye are really my only 3, like, are my 3 win conditions that need to, like, all 3 can't come, and none of them gonna have a chance to get set up or just wreak havoc on my team. So, this is really what we have to worry about. The Decidueye, very bulky, attack savvy Pokemon, base 107, and even its special attack and special defense are nothing to scoff at, especially in this lower tier format. Grunbull, really, things, I don't see it coming, especially with my Empoleon. And we really didn't put any investment to deal with Grumble. So, yeah, just pretty much going to get walled by Empoleon. Except for Earthquake. I hope he doesn't bring this thing. Intimidate Mon. Nothing really too crazy to write home about. Not too fast. But I'm getting it. If he runs the Trick Room set with Bronzong, Grumble, Shelmet, Regirock. Actually, he could run a really... In Gastro. Dude, that could be a nasty Trick Room team. But what do I know what I'm talking about? Guzzlord. Stupid. Stupid bulk. Yeah. 330 with full investment, even without 223 HP. So we have some things to deal with Guzzlord because I'm almost certain this thing's going to come. Most of my mocks have involved Mineshaw, Bronzong, Crobat, Decidueye, Gastro, and Grumble. Nope. Gastro and Guzzlord. Those are the 6 that I've seen coming in 90% of my mocks that I've gone up against my front office with. So those are the ones I think he's going to bring, and we've built pretty well to deal with those. We have Gastrodon as his 7th Pokemon. Yeah. Great HP. Bit of a bulky boy. Most likely going to run it with Storm Dream. If not leftovers, I'm going to throw whatever berry does grass. Super effective grass type move. There it is. Rindo Berry. There we go. That's the one. Most likely going to run it Rindoed. But the good news is it's stupid slow. So even if he runs the Rindo and I call it well in on a predict, I can just hit it again out of the gate. So we have Magmar as a second. Obviously Storm Drain's a concern with Scalds from Empoleon, boosting its stats up. Does it get Storm Drain and no, not Water Absorb. Yeah, so it's just special attack. Raised there, defensive, HP, bulky, bitch, basically. Gastrodon's kind of a problem, but not really. EQ, attack stats, not great, but he could run an offensive. Gastrodon, I don't know. It'd be crazy, but you never know. It's Pokemon. Let's just hope we don't get 2 freezes in a full para first freaking turn. Would be fantastic. Magmar, really the only thing he could bring that I think off the top of my head, let me check. Let me check, people, because we have some secret tech as per usual. Week 5, there we go. Where you at? Where you at? Okay, so let's see. Priority, Fake Out on Mineshaw. That's pretty much... Decidueye gets Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch. No. Nothing. Yeah, so pretty much... Magmar, there's only 3 Mons on his team that get any sort of priority whatsoever, and those are Mineshaw, Decidueye, and Magmar. So if he brings it, I think he's going to bring Mach Punch, kind of help him deal with the Empoleon. If it's low, obviously he's not going to want to stay in, but if he gets the priority, it doesn't really matter because it is pretty slow. Actually, not terribly slow. 93 is not bad. Could be worse. You could have Shelmet's base speed of 25. Zebstrika is most likely to come as well, I feel, because of the fact that, or could potentially come. Sap Sipper to help deal with any physical abuse, you know, and emotional abuse that his Gastrodon could take from our team, which is always going to put it in a bad position. I don't think he's too worried about Electros potentially coming. Zebstrika would be a nice counter to that in that the Lightning Rod would put me in a bad position if he happens to catch a Volt Switch out on me. So Sap Sipper Zebstrika could come. I don't really think it answers my team too well, but it balances his team out okay. Shelmet, I don't even know, other than like coming in to set up 1 layer of spikes before it gets just obliterated. If he brings it, he'll most likely lead it, in which case Talonflame would just, yeah, end everything. I could like and this thing would die. So I'm not overly worried about a Shelmet. Kind of a meme mon coming in with the blue picks that were necessary for this league. And last but not least, the setup potential monster that is Regirock. Not as great as my Rhyperior, but Regirock with Rock Polish and Stealth Rocks could potentially become an issue if he gets some speed going for himself. Especially if he goes full speed investment. This thing has no EVs. Boom! There we go. That makes it look a little bit more threatening. Yeah, so could run full attack, full speed, with a little bit of special defense investment. But that's his team. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys mine P4G Week 2 mocks. You guys might have gotten a little sneak into some things there. We're not gonna talk about it. So, yes, here is our team that we were deciding to bring. So, I'm gonna bring in. That's a Benny Emo. I don't know who misspelled the Japanese here. Sure as hell wasn't me. Our little purple sweet potato, bringing Eviolite for some bulk immunity to avoid any toxic that could potentially get slung by various members of his team. Helps deal with a good portion of his team in let's see who you deal with. Manshao deals with. Is that really it? No, there's got to be more that this thing deals with. Magmar, obviously, rock or ground and flame, deals with Zebstrika as well. Even if it has HP Ice, Eviolite has some bulk to it, and I can roost away once I throw Toxic potentially. Shelmet countered by Gligar as well. So Gligar walls about 4 of 11 of his mons, and I'm not terribly worried about it. We're also going to bring in Akihito, the Emperor Penguin himself, running Torrent with leftovers, Defog Scald, Ice Beam, and Grass Knot to deal with Gastrodon. Ice Beam deals with his everything. Potentially, Ice is really strong this time around. I'm a huge fan of dealing with a lot of his Pokemon, with Empoleon, dealing with Guzzlord, dealing with Grenbull, dealing with, obviously the Ice Beam doesn't help in that regard, but the Steel typing to avoid a lot of physical damage from Grenbull helps. Obviously deals with the Decidueye as well, Crobat, Bronzong. And Empoleon's just like such an underappreciated, beautiful Pokemon, and I think we just need to give it some love. Talonflame coming in next. Yakatori running that Lychee Berry for that natural gift grass. The hope is if I bring in Talonflame on a lead that does not work out well for him, he brings in Gastrodon. I can catch it on a swap in. Anytime I bring in Talonflame, Gastrodon's most likely to come in to counter it. I can natural gift a Lychee Berry, which would be fantastic. And could potentially also catch if he swaps in, say, I don't know, what the hell else does he have that would deal with this thing? Nothing, really. Manshao, this deals with Manshao, this deals with, what the hell else is on his team? Yeah, the Shelmet, the Bronzong, and once I get rid of the natural gift, I get the +1 priority for Gale Wings. So the hope is to catch in Gastrodon with the natural gift, and then I get my priority access with Acrobatics, and it doubles in power. So that is the plan there. Worked out relatively well for us in week 2 when I brought this out, I think. Next up, we have Edamame. We're bringing Scarfed Espeon with Psychic. It's great coverage. Great, beautiful coverage. Psychic, Shadow Ball, Grass Knot, and Dazzling Gleam. Just overall beautiful collection of moves to absolutely decimate his entire team. Guzzlord doesn't take a hit from this thing. Pretty much everything dies to Espeon, which is beautiful. As long as I can bring it in first and then get some damage off beforehand. I would have liked to have brought rocks, but it really didn't fit any of my team, and his team's not super susceptible to it. Obviously, it would limit switch-ins, but to deal with rocks on my end, or potential screens from Bronzong, I have Akihito with Defog. We have Wasabi with an Assault Vest, which if you guys thought Virizion was okay, wait till you see this as a bulky boy, dude. This thing does not take damage, and it is beautiful with the AV on there. Leaf Blade, Sacred Sword, Stone Edge, and Zen Headbutt for some additional coverage. And finally, making its P4G debut, we have Hayazaki. Hayazaki? I don't know. My Japanese is horrendous. But I think it means snow in Japanese. Running Ice Z Snow Cloak. Potentially could get a late game Z Hail Sweep. With just some Blizzard rips, running Water Pulse for some potential swap-ins. If he has Magmar, say, to deal with Ice, could catch it out with a Water Pulse, potentially get a Confusion off on a switch-in, and we get the opportunity to run a Z-Hail or a guaranteed Sub-Zero Slammer on his entire team. Great speed investment and some special attack investment, and then the rest went into bulk. So that's going to be my team. Hopefully everything works out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, just pimp slap that like button, and let me know in the comments below if you thought I made a good choice, or if you would have liked to have seen something different. I'm going up against Sycamore next week, so if you guys have any potential suggestions for some cool sets you would like me to potentially run with the mons that are in my arsenal, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, stay classy, San Diego. No, that's not my line. Peace out, you sexy, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful gaming legends out there. Take care. See ya.